Cieron Keane, the former Republic of Ireland under-19 international and new Trinity signing at left back. Welcome to the club, Cieron.
Cheers, Rob. Nice to chat to you.
So we're just doing this little series at the moment, give the Trinity fans the opportunity to get to know everybody that's signing a whole new squad. Can you just start off with telling us a little bit about yourself?
Football-wise or personal?
Whichever way you want to
go. To be fair, football-wise, I'd probably say someone who likes to get forward. If you ask a lot of people I've played with, they'll probably say love a tackle as well. But yeah, just someone that likes venturing forward, see if I can create things and help the team as best as I can. Personal-wise, I'm one of five. I've got three brothers, one sister. My two older brothers both played professionally. Then my little brother, I think he had enough of watching us play football and he decided to become a copper. So he had a different term for the career book. But yeah, he's a big old Irish family, plenty of entertainment, plenty of drama, but that's why I like it.
When we talked about it before, you had your big family come over to see your league debut 6 years ago.
Well, yeah, none actually came over from Ireland, but there was a lot of my family that are over here as well that came to see. They only got to see me for 70 minutes before I got sent off, so it was it wasn't what they had planned. It wasn't what I had planned either.
But what you call a debut to remember?
Yeah, we won. I think I got away with it because we won, so it's always helpful. But yeah, I genuinely couldn't remember walking back to the change room after getting sent off. And I thought, I'll never play another game again. And then I got a second opportunity, and that was all the games that I played for Notts.
But that was quite a week, wasn't it, for you? I think you got a call up for Republic of Ireland at the same time.
Yeah, yeah. To be honest, I'll be honest with you. I was in bits. Like you build up all your life for this, making your professional debut, and to get sent off. I remember just sitting in the change room, my head in my hands, thinking, I'm never going to play a game. I've ruined it. I'm never going to play for him again. And to be fair, all the lads came in after the game and they were like, you won't forget that. You did well up until you got sent off. I was just tired. I got cramp. So I think I'll blame it on the cramp. And then I got into training. We had a day off and I went in the following day. And then I got given a letter by the manager, and it was a call-up letter to play against Holland in the friendly. So it was all good.
An opportunity to take and haven't looked back since.
Well, yeah, it's things that people can't take away from you. It's always one of them. I don't really kind of want to talk about the past and stuff like that too much, because you can kind of get dragged into that and not really move on from it. But it is something that I'll hopefully tell my kids and stuff like that, and it's something to be proud of. You can always look back on it and say, well, I've played at that level and I've achieved these things, but hopefully I can go on to achieve more.
Exactly. Something to look back on, but also something to drive you going forwards as well. Yeah,
definitely. Yeah. It's, like I said, you can get stuck in thinking about the past too much and you never progress. I'm still only 24, so I've got plenty of time.
To get that full Republic of Ireland cap.
Well, yeah, hopefully. You never know, stranger things have happened, but take it step by step. I don't want to get too ahead of myself. Just take it game by game and see where it takes me.
And is that what you're looking to do at Gainsborough now? Just take it one game at a time and see where the future takes you?
Having spoken to the manager, he just said, I know the manager he played with my brother a few years ago. And when he phoned me up and just outlined his vision of the way he wants to play, and it's going to be run properly and it's not going to be the typical non-league mentality of the way they do things. It was perfect for me because I've missed the full-time, obviously it's not full-time with Gainsborough, but since coming out of full-time football and going into non-league, you kind of chucked in the deep end as a young lad, and it's either sink or swim. And for a lot of lads, they can't hack it. I've been at so many clubs where young lads come out of academies, like big clubs, and they come to these non-league clubs and they can't handle it. They can't handle the pace of it. They can't handle the physicality of it. And they end up quitting. They end up stopping playing football. So for me, when I spoke to the manager, he just said that the way they want to play and the way they want to do things, I thought it's perfect for me. And I know he's a good young coach as well. So like I said to you on the phone before, I want to keep learning. I don't want to stand still. I want to learn from the manager. Hopefully, learn from senior players that he's brought in and stuff like that. I know obviously Bish will have a lot of experience, so it's someone to look at from his career and hopefully learn from him.
Brilliant. Hopefully that's something that we can look at doing. Also, in talking to you previously, found out that you've been with V9 Academy with Jamie Vardy.
Yeah, it was a strange experience with her because I didn't actually know anything about it. Me and my brother were both at Worcester at the time, and we were in like a relegation scrap, and the club announced that they were voluntarily relegating themselves 2 or 3 leagues. And we were playing week in, week out, and we were both doing pretty well. And I think we were playing away at Curzon Ashton. And after the game, I think I got a phone call, and my brother said to me that someone approached him and said, have you and your brother applied to go on the V9 Academy? And I was like, I've never heard of it. I don't know what it is. And having spoken to people and looked into it, they said it was like the best 42 players in non-league that were selected to come and do like a week at the Vardy Academy. So he just said, look, apply. He said, we've had thousands of applications from lads across non-league. He said, apply. He says, and we will accept you on it because we've kind of watched the game and we know you're good enough to come on it. So we both applied that night, and then we both went there for a week. It was a good experience. Like you say, we got coached by, is it Rennie Mullenstein that used to be Alex Ferguson's assistant? There was Chris Ramsey, who was at QPR. I don't know if he's still there. And yeah, the unbelievable facilities, great training sessions. And then we had a few trial games throughout the week. And there was a few scouts on the side. There wasn't as many as what they said there was going to be when we applied for it. But yeah, I think a few of the lads kind of got moves off it. And I got offered a trial at Bristol Rovers. But then I got offered a deal straight away from Kidderminster, which was full-time in the Conference North. So I took that instead. And then that didn't work out for different reasons, but that's football.
Yeah, brilliant. But something, again, to talk about and to reflect on, being up there as top 42 non-league players can't do your confidence any harm, can it really?
Yeah, definitely. I was only a young lad. I think I'd been 21 at the time, but I had a good season personally for Worcester when we got relegated. I think I got like 14 assists and 9 goals in the relegated side. I was playing left wing that season, so I can play both. It was a good season on my part, but like I said to you on the phone before, it's always one of them where me and my brother both said, no matter what the club's doing, where they're going to voluntarily relegate themselves at the end of the season anyway, our aim was to not have a relegation on our CV, so to try keep them up. But then we just kind of loads of players left, and we were playing a holding midfielder up front, and he was the only person that could play up front. So yeah, we ended up getting relegated anyway, so which wasn't a great experience.
But something again that'll drive you on, and you won't want that again on your CV. So can't be a bad
No,
one.
that's it. Yeah, that's 2 relegations on my CV because I got relegated the season I was at Notts County, even though I played 2 games. So we'll just dismiss that one. I've not played a bigger part in the season to count it as a relegation. But yeah, the Worcester one, it was difficult. Even though I didn't stay there, it was just difficult to get relegated and not be winning games week in, week out.
But hopefully now at Gainsborough, the platform and the stage is set for you to be able to win games more than you lose.
Yeah. Like I say, it was a difficult season last year. With Stafford, we didn't have the season what we expected to have. And it's never nice losing every single weekend and going home and being miserable. I know some lads can switch off. I can't. I'll go home Saturday night and I'll be miserable. If it's a long coach journey home as well, it's even worse. And then if you've got a Tuesday night game, it's not as bad because you've got only a short period of time to put it right. Whereas when you go in Saturday, it's a long time, and you're kind of anxious at the fact, thinking, right, we need to win.
Start to dwell on it a bit too much.
Yeah, it's one of them where, because we lost the first few games at Stafford, it's always difficult in a non-league change room because you'll have some lads that will take it seriously and then some lads that you won't take it seriously. And that's always the chance that you kind of, if you fall into that kind of mentality of you've got kind of a split dressing room with young lads that take it really, really seriously. And then you've got some lads that are just turning up just for the sake of having a laugh and having a drink in the bar after the game. But I don't want to be part of that. I'd rather be winning and go home happy. And obviously I know you can't win every game. But it's always nicer when you're winning. No one wants to be a loser.
Exactly. Hopefully Tom's putting that side together now that will give that sort of confidence and that belief and a whole feeling of unity more than anything.
Yeah, having spoken to him, and he just said that he wants a good atmosphere in the changing room, and he wants hungry players that all want to run around and all want to work hard and graft for a result. That's everything that I needed to hear. I didn't need to hear much more than that. And just when he said that there was going to be lads coming from X, Y, Z that will all be coming into the club to try help, and I just thought, well, it sounds perfect for me. It's not far from Nottingham. Obviously, my brother played with him a few years ago at Alfreton, I think it was, and he just said he's a good bloke and he's honest and he will tell you how it is, and that's all I can ask for.
Brilliant. Well, thanks for giving us that little bit of an insight into yourself. I've just put together 10 questions just to give Trinity supporters the opportunity to find out a little bit about you and almost see what makes you tick. Starting off with the team that you support.
It's a great day to be a Liverpool fan because we got top four, so Liverpool through and through.
It's not a trophy finishing fourth.
Well, third it was actually, to be fair, so I'll take that one.
Definitely not bad after the injury crisis that has seemed to.
No, don't get me wrong. 10 games ago, I think everyone kind of given up on the fact of getting top four, and now look, they've managed to get back into it.
An opportunity to build for next season.
That's it, yeah.
All right. The best ground that you've been able to play at?
Probably the Molineux, to be fair. When I was at Wolves as a scholar, we went on did we get into I don't know what round it was, but in the FA Youth Cup, and I remember my first game on the Molineux, and I just thought, wow, this pitch is huge. And I thought I was pretty fit. And then when you get onto a big pitch like that, and you're up and down, I remember looking up at the timing on the board, and I thought, oh God, is there that long left? But yeah, it's a really good pitch and good stadium.
Brilliant. Who's been the biggest influence on your career?
Probably my dad and my brothers, to be honest. Like my dad, always from being young, he had a massive influence on the way that he wanted to bring us up and have the right morals and do stuff like that. And he put so much effort into, I don't know how he did it looking back. All three of us were at Derby County as young kids, and we trained on different nights, and he was up there every single night. He'd finish work, pick us up, go to football, and he did it for years. And then me and Jordan both went to Wolves, and I was still at school at the time. I think I was in year 10 or 11, and he'd be driving me up and down to Wolverhampton twice a week for training. But then just growing up, it was so competitive. We used to have we had a side garden which had 2 football goals in, and there was next door but one, there was a family of 7, and there was 5 lads. So we used to create this little mini tournament every Friday night or something like that, and would do every man for themselves knockout. And me being the youngest of the footballing brothers, I was always small as a kid. I was tiny, and I used to get shoved into the fence, shoved into the bushes surrounding the garden. And I remember going in crying, being young, and saying, "It's not fair. They're bigger than me. They're stronger than me. They're quicker than me." And I remember my dad was saying, "Yeah, but it'll stand you in good stead. It'll toughen you up." And looking back now, I think that's probably why I love a tackle so much, and I do like the physical side of the game, just because I had to get used to it because of my older brothers. So
a lot to thank them for.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, they've been a massive influence, and even still now, if I've had a bad game, I'll pick up the phone to my dad and my brothers and just ask out if they were at the game what they thought and what I could improve on it. Like I say, you never stop learning.
Brilliant. So, who was your boyhood hero?
Steven Gerrard. Just in terms of obviously being a Liverpool fan and the way he carried himself and the mentality that he had. You look at some of the teams that he played in; they were horrific. Like people always compare the Lampard, Scholes, and Gerrard. And my argument is always, yeah, but Scholes and Lampard always played in good teams. You look at Gerrard's teams that he played with at Liverpool, he had some horrific players around him, but he still managed to drag them through to finals and win finals by himself, single-handedly. But yeah, just the way he carried himself and his mentality was my inspiration growing up.
He's done a pretty good job of moving into management as well.
He has, yeah. That's even better argument of why he's better than Lampard. He's a better manager as well.
No, he hasn't managed in the Premier League yet. Okay, your toughest opponent?
To be honest, it'll be. I've never actually played him against him in a game, but when I was at Wolves and then he came on loan to Notts County when I was there, a player called Zelly Ismail. He's at Bradford now, I think he is. I think when he was 15, there was a newspaper article saying he was going to be like the first £100 million player. And he was, I remember my brother telling me about him before I went to Wolves, and I didn't believe it. And we went up on, it was my first day release on a Tuesday going up to Wolves for training. And I would have been an under 16 and he was in the under 18s. And we did like an 11v11, just played for 10 minutes. I was left back, he was right wing. And I thought, oh, this would be interesting, see how I stand up. And I've never come across someone so tricky. My right foot, left foot, he could come inside, chop back at, and I've never felt dizzy on a pitch in my life as when I played against him. But I think he fell unlucky with injuries and stuff like that. But even still, now when he came to Notts, just his feet and the way he could drift with the ball was really, really good. And sometimes you just got to hold your hand up and say that they're a quality player.
Brilliant. Okay. New question for you. Your TV series that you'd recommend?
It's a new one. Well, I think it's new. I've just started watching it. I started watching it a year ago. I think it was when lockdown hit. Program on Sky called Manifest, where a plane kind of takes off, and when it lands, there's loads of police around it, and the pilot don't know what's going off, and they said, "What's the problem?" And they were like, "This plane took off 5 years ago. It's been presumed like missing, and everyone was dead." And everyone on the plane, they just thought they were up in the sky, and when they landed, all this was kicking off. So it's a bit of like a sci-fi, what kind of went on and why are they in different time zones sort of thing. But yeah, either that or I quite like Ozark on Netflix as well. That was Ozark's really good. Yeah, there's a few. I love watching series. It's probably one of my favorite hobbies. Just get home, get the pajamas on, put your feet up, watch your series,
relax, unwind.
That's it. Yeah, got to.
Okay. Have you got a claim to fame?
Do you know what? To be fair, because I work in a school, the amount of kids that always say, "Sir, are you related to Roy Keane or Robbie Keane?" I'm like, "Yeah, absolutely," and I'm not. So tell them they don't know. You just hope they believe it. But yeah, that's probably the one that I try to get away with. Roy Keane,
second cousin, third removed.
Yeah, well, to be fair, with Irish families, everyone's related, so it could be somehow. I don't know, but I just go around telling everyone at school, and they believe it because they're young and vulnerable, and just believe everything you say.
Primary school or secondary?
No, secondary. Yeah, secondary.
Yeah. For your sins.
Yeah.
All right. 3 items that you take on a desert island with you to while away the boredom.
To be fair, it sound a bit cringy, but I'd probably take a football, just my own entertainment, because what you're going to do, you can't take a phone, it will die. You can't take a PS4, there's no electricity. So probably a football until it pops. Sun cream, because ginger, pale, it's always a bad combo. So definitely say sun cream, and probably my girlfriend, to be fair, because she'd probably she'd know a way to get off it, whereas me, I don't have a clue. She does everything for me. So it's one of them where you've just got to hold your hand up and say, she's smarter than I am. She'll figure a way off it. Whereas I'd have been sat there just doing kick ups and enjoying myself by myself.
Extra brownie points.
That's it. You've got to mention them somewhere, haven't you?
Oh. Okay. So 4 people around for dinner, living or dead. You don't have to cook it, but
that's lucky. To be fair, I'd probably say Kevin Hart as one, just because obviously he's funny. Steven Gerrard. I'd probably say, I've got a blank here. Margaret Robbie off Wolf of Wall Street, just because it's Margaret Robbie. My girlfriend won't thank me for that one.
Brownie points removed.
Yeah, that's it. They're all gone now. And then 4th one. I don't know. I'm going to stick with 3. 4's too many. You've got to stick with 3.
Fair enough. You could bring the good lady along. She could make up number 4. So she can keep an eye on you.
Yeah.
Brilliant. And just to finish off, a prediction for the 21-22 season, which can be anything from Premier League right down to Gainsborough.
Predictions for next season: Liverpool win the league, hopefully. Gainsborough, to be honest, I don't. Whatever team I play for, I don't like really predicting at the start of the season, because I'll probably get it drastically wrong, and then I'll look like an idiot. But yeah, just my personal kind of hopes is that we're competitive and we're fighting at the right end of the table.
Brilliant. Lovely speaking to you, Cieron. Really appreciate it.
And you, Rob. Cheers for your time.
Yeah.
Top man.